sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to the Space City, Houston, Texas, and NRG Stadium. Coming up, two teams ready to square off. It's the New Orleans Saints and the Houston Texans. On the Saints sideline, head coach Kellen Moore. His guys struggling at this point of the year, just 2 wins in their last 7 games. On the other side, his counterpart from Houston. His team looking for a spark, hoping their fans will give it to them here at home as we are set to go. Game time is here. Glad you're with us. Mike Tirico along with Greg Olson. Off we go from Houston. This is going to be taken in at the 3. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So the Saints ready to go to work on offense for the first time. And taking the snaps, quarterback now in his 3rd year in the league.
Mike, this is a big boy game. And sometimes the unfortunate truth is your performance was the difference between a win and a loss. And I think if you asked him, he'd be the first one to say, listen, my performance last week was not good enough. I have to make better decisions. I have to be more careful with the ball and where I put it. So his ability to improve from last week's game, both in production and decision-making, is probably the #1 storyline to follow heading into today's game.
That last run got 4. So here comes 2nd and 6. They put Woods in motion. Taking off.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
The tight end, Kincaid, in motion. They'll throw here on 3rd and short yardage. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him. Big Grover Stewart getting to the quarterback there for his 8th sack of the year. The Saints will punt this one away. Back deep to receive the explosive Cavante Turpin. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up. The Houston offense heading out to the field for the first time. They'll be led out by the man from Ohio State, 6'3", Justin Fields.
He's coming off such a strong performance last week, Mike, where he did a little bit of everything. Throws for 3 touchdowns, ran for another, but most importantly, leads his team to the big win. I'll tell you what, he has his eyes set on trying to do the same thing here over these next 4 quarters. They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming, and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
This one not quite on target. And too much. That one falls incomplete. 2 incompletions to start the drive, and it leads to 3rd down and 10. The pressure, too much, and he goes down. On 4th down, they'll turn to Ryan Stonehouse here to punt. As the drive went in the wrong direction, he's on to punt it away. Now, fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. There's Kellen Moore, the head coach of the Saints. His guys heading back onto the field. They'll search for the first points of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He's got the Alabama product, Robbie Oots. And he's going to be out of bounds, but up past the 35. Line of scrimmage is the 37-yard line for 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
A gift, and here comes Robinson. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. Here's 1st and 10.
14 yards. That's another Saints 1st down.
Back to throw. He'll get that complete to Harrison. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3. at the 42-yard line.
On the option, here's Robinson. And he's going to pick it up and take it down inside the 35 for the first down.
It just seems like every time this guy touches the ball, he makes something happen, and not all of his runs are always going to be positive. He's kind of one of those guys that's going to get a 0, a 1, a 2, but it's the home run threat. It's the big plays that really tip the scales in your favor, and you can generate those big explosive plays on the ground. Man, it makes such a big difference for the offense.
Now a screen going to be set up for Robinson. And he'll get about 5 here as he's out of bounds for the first down.
A gain of 6. That's good for a Saints first down.
They put Woods in motion.
First down, New Orleans.
They'll run. It's the former LSU Tiger. And he'll be taken down, but we have a chance for the first points of this game as they've set up first and goal.
First and goal, New Orleans.
They'll run with Robinson. And he'll plunge forward to the 2. Setting up second and goal.
At the 2-yard line.
A little closer. Here's second and goal. And that is going nowhere in a hurry. Finally taken down well behind the line.
Third and goal.
Now they operate from back at the 9, and it's third down and goal. Now they'll set up to throw. That one intercepted. Picked off by Alontae Taylor. He's inside the 40. Inside the 10. And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Texans.
You know, it always amazes me, Mike, that these guys have all this energy, that following a long return like that then they can get into these big, elaborate celebrations. But listen, I don't blame them. You're a defensive guy. You don't get the ball in your hands very often. When you score, man, you better make the most of it.
Will Lutz now for the PAT. He knocks it through. And the Texans will take a 7-0 lead.
7. Saints, nothing.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. He fields it at the 8. And he'll work this one past the 25 to right about the 28-yard line. There's Kellen Moore, the head coach of the Saints. His guys heading back onto the field. They've been one of the better teams running the football all year, evidenced by the ease with which they ran it on that prior drive. Right back to the air following that pick 6. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. From the 31, here's second down and 6. They'll look to throw. He gets this to the tight end, Dalton Kincaid. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
That's good for a Saints first down.
Now, faking the give. This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up second down.
It's now second and 10.
The tight end Kincaid in motion. And they'll run out of the gun. Here comes Robinson. That would qualify as an angry run. Powering his way forward. A pickup of 7. He'll come up to third and 3.
And it's third down.
He'll look to throw. He's got his man. It's Harrison. A gain there of 15. First down, New Orleans.
15 yards. And the Saints first down. First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. A short throw caught by Kincaid. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
4 yards.
At That's a gain of 11. And they'll move the chains with another first down.
First and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. Sidney Brown, the safety, bursting through there to record the sack.
The best thing they did here, Mike, is keep their rush lane integrity. What that means is you have to rush the quarterback as a unit. Keep him in the pocket. Keep him on that X. And when you do, man, he becomes a sitting duck for this pass rush.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Throwing now from the gun. That's caught by Harrison right side. And he's going to be out of bounds, but they are in the red zone, inside the 20.
It's a gain of 18.
They're at the 17-yard line now for 1st and 10. Throw left side, but that's going to be incomplete. Devontae Smith, the intended receiver, and it'll be 2nd down. Give to Robinson from the pistol. Trying to find some place to go, but nothing developing. Tackled behind the line. It's a loss of 1. 3rd and long. Out of the gun. He'll throw. Headed left. Buying time.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down. And I can tell you firsthand, Mike, when you find yourself trailing in a game, you don't feel very good about coming away with field goals. But in this case, it does get them a little bit closer and cut into this deficit.
But dangerous Mecole Hardman on the return. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Texans offense and their wide receiver getting ready to get back to work. And he's been as involved as anyone in the league in the middle part of the season, the NFL leader in receiving yards to this point. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin 1st and 10.
331.
Working out of the gun, it's Fields. That's to the running back, Breece Hall. And we'll mark him down just shy of the 40. They'll gain 17 on that one. A very quick 1st down. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Here's the first carry for Tank Bigsby. And he finds a little bit of space. He'll take this forward for a gain of 4.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 43-yard line.
From the 43, here's 2nd and 6.
Here we go.
From the shotgun, it's Fields. That's going to be incomplete. Good work by the defender. Bodied his man up. Wouldn't allow the catch. It'll force 3rd down.
3rd down and 6 yards to go.
Here we go.
Now Fields. That's complete to Jeremy Rucker. He's going to have the 1st down. So they convert on 3rd down with a pickup of 9.
1st down.
10 yards on the pickup, and that's good for a 1st down. So a big 3rd down hookup takes us to the break. It's the Texans who have the early lead. More from Houston coming up in a moment. It's Texans football. Quarter number 2 begins as they've got it with 1st and 10.
Here we go, son. Go.
Throwing is Fields. He's got that complete to Turpin. And he'll be out of bounds inside the 30-yard line. That's another 1st down, another big play. The defense has some issues. Gain of 18. To throw is Fields. He's going to run it.
Initially, they do a really nice job taking away his first and second read, but what they fail to do is account for him as a runner. He ends up making something positive out of a play that initially didn't look like it had much of a chance.
Here's Bigsby. Oh, big hole left side. A gain there of 10 yards. It's good for a Texans first down.
And these are the explosive runs that open everything up. There's all this conversation about the value of the run game, but when you take a look at the best running teams, Mike, it's not necessarily how many yards they run for, it's how many big plays do they generate on the ground. And when you...
And he will score! Justin Fields! Touchdown, Houston! The defense comes up with the coverage, but they cannot keep up with the speed as the quarterback scrambles to the end zone for the touchdown.
And down here in the red zone, Mike, is where I think a quarterback's legs could be the most dangerous. The defenders are trying to match backs, match tight ends and receivers, but often it's the quarterback that has no one assigned to him, and in this case, he's able to capitalize and run it in himself.
Saints 3.
The kickoff team is out on the field. And we're back to it as the kick's away. This one taken at the 7. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Saints offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They trail now 14-3, so an 11-point deficit as they start things out with a loose football. The Texans have it. And he is going to bring this one back. It is a fumble recovery for a defensive touchdown. And Greg, you talked about it all week. Not just stop him with the defense, but make impact plays, and that is as big a play as you can ask for.
Yeah, and across the league, Mike, this continues to be a huge point of emphasis. Every defensive coach starts practice with takeaway circuits. How can we find ways to take the ball away? In this case, they force the fumble, scoop, score, 6 points.
Lutz for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Texans move out to a 21-3 advantage.
Saints 3.
Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Now out comes the New Orleans offense. They're ready to take over once again. They'll try to get this a bit more respectable before the break. It has not been their half to this point. Let's see what they do on this drive. First down now. They'll start on the ground with Robinson. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
So this team finds themselves now in a little bit of a tricky situation here, Mike. If they don't find a way to start sustaining some of these drives and come away with points, all of a sudden you're trailing by double digits in the second half. You become very one-dimensional. You become very pass-heavy, and that's certainly not how any team in the NFL wants to play.
Looking to throw here on 2nd and 10. That one's incomplete. Good coverage there. Made it uncomfortable for the receiver. Couldn't hang with it, and it brings up 3rd down.
And 10 yards to go.
Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain. Here's the punter now, as he's on to punt for the 2nd time. He'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. Texans offense and the wideout getting set to go once more. As we play here in the month of November, worth noting he's putting together a campaign to remember. The NFL's leader amongst wideouts in receiving touchdowns.
Here we go. Good.
On the ground, it is Bigsby to start this drive. And he's going to be brought down, but not until he gets inside the 35. That one good for 29.
And the Texans.
Well, that's how you get a drive started. A big play here in the run game, and you have to imagine this is something we're going to continue to see. Success early in the drive typically results in success later in the drive.
That's over the middle, but it's incomplete.
And that sideline just cannot believe their guy did not come down with that play. I mean, that's as easy as it gets. I frankly don't blame him. I mean, that's a play at this level you just have to make. Your teammates are dependent on it.
Now a second down throw for Fields. Open is the tight end Rucker. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
It's a gain of 11.
Set to go now on 1st and 10.
Here we go.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Fields. He's got it inside the 5. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line. First time these two have connected this afternoon, and it'll wind up being a first down.
Here we go.
They'll try to sneak it here, and he will drive his way into the end zone. Justin Fields. Touchdown, Houston. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. This defense continuing to give up points. Greg, you've been on offenses like this. This has to feel great when you're on a roll like this.
And it's really twofold, Mike. First and foremost, just like you said, every offense in the league works all week. We want to start out fast. We want to establish some early rhythm and play our style of game. They've certainly done that. Now, on the flip side, what does it do to your opponent? It takes them completely out of their game plan, knowing this early in the game, they're chasing points.
Safe kick taken at the 5. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Saints offense ready to take over possession of the football. They'll see if they can put something together here, beginning with 1st and 10. The drive will begin here with a run by Robinson. He's able to get away from one man, but the reinforcements were there fast. He's taken down for a loss on the play.
Well, as been the case this entire first half, it's been the defense that's really carried the load for this team. Some offensive struggles, but they've done more than their part, coming through again with another big stop for a loss.
That one complete to Pierce. And he can't get away. They rally to the football defensively. Bring him down for no gain.
A bit of a quick hitter here. What you're hoping for, Mike, is that the defense can't react quickly enough because the ball's coming out so hot. But they knew it was coming, and they end up holding them to just a short gain.
They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
And you think back earlier, remember, Mike, he threw that pick 6 in a very similar situation. So this time around, much better decision. Doesn't take any chances. Smart move to just throw that one away.
And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Texans offense about ready to take over once more. They'll have very good starting field position as they set up past the 40.
Here we go. Tonight.
They'll run here is Breece Hall. And he'll be stacked up at the line of scrimmage.
So everything this defense talks about, Mike, is creating negative plays. It's one of the best run defenses in football. Everything is about suffocating you at the line of scrimmage, make you work for everything you get.
Second and 10.
Here we go. Sit high.
Straight ahead, it's Bigsby. And he'll get this up to the 44. That's Jermaine Johnson there on the stop.
Jermaine Johnson. A gain of 1 brings up 3rd down and 9.
To go here till halftime. Greg and I back from Houston in a moment. Third down and 9.
Here we go. All right.
Fields to throw. Forced out wide. Oh, he tried to keep the play alive, but it is intercepted. Picked off by Drew Phillips. Back to throw here to begin the drive. Over. He's hit after the catch, and the ball comes free. And fortunately, a Saint was able to get on it quick, so they're going to keep the ball.
Recovered by the offense.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. That one incomplete. Good job. Textbook there, separating the man from the ball, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Let's hear it, Texans fans, because it's...
They'll try to run for it with Robinson. The Texans going to go ahead and use their first time out here as they'll discuss what's to come as 4th down is looming. On comes the punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Texans offense getting set to get back to work. They'll do so with 1st and 10.
Here we go, son. Green 19, get to that. Right.
To throw is Fields. Pass is caught. That's Rucker, the tight end.
All right, so anytime you're facing the blitz, the best thing you can do as an offense is just get the ball out of your hand. Get into the hands of receiver, run after catch. In this case, nice job by the defense, rallying to the ball. Modest game.
And Fields, who's tough to bring down in the open field, gives the D a break as he slides down. But he got the 1st down.
I love this call, Mike. 2nd down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there's nothing downfield. Take off, turn into a runner, pick up the 1st down.
And he'll be brought down after that big game, but the marker is down. This one probably coming back.
Here we go. Go.
Back to throw is Fields. Moving to his right. Oh, a lot of chances on that one. It was bouncing around, but it falls incomplete.
Here we go. Green 19, get to that. Hey, can't. Good eye.
Fields now on 2nd down. On the run to the right.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
Oh, in trouble, and down he goes. The Pro Bowler the last 2 years, Nnamdi Madubuike. He's in to drop him for a sack, and that will bring up 4th down.
Defense came out in a soft zone, and I think it caught the quarterback a little off guard. He was trying to attack them downfield. By the time he was able to get through his progression to his check down, he ran out of time, and that's all the pass rush needed to get into the backfield and bring him down.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. We're officially on to the second half of the season, Week 10. The playoff race starting to faintly take shape. Let's get into it. Our journey through the NFL starts now. We begin at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. The Cowboys at home to take on the New England Patriots. And this is the quarterback of the Cowboys, a 17-yard touchdown pass. The Cowboys move to 7-2 as they get the win here. Meanwhile, let's check in on the Dolphins as they host the New York Jets. And this is Kenneth Walker III. Spots an opening, capitalizes on it, 15 yards for the touchdown. The Jets trying to get to 7-2 on the season. They lead this one here at the half. One more for you. Let's go to Cincinnati. The Bengals hosting the LA Rams. And this is Jack Besh. He's so good working down the field, hauls this one in stride. A 55-yard touchdown. This one's at the half now, and it's the Rams with a big lead on the road at the half. And here's a look at the rest of the action that's going on. The risers and the fallers around the NFL here in Week 10. Meanwhile, our game has not been all that competitive, a one-sided affair through 2 quarters. As we send you back out to our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. Hardman now to return it. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Texans offense and their big play wideout getting set for their next possession. And he has been a tough guy to contain all season long, as reflected in those numbers that you see there. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. They're going to start this on the ground with Bigsby. This defense all over this one. They get him down behind the line. It's a loss of a couple.
It's a loss of 2. Brings up 2nd and 12.
Here we go.
At the 23-yard line.
Once again, it's Bigsby.
Take Bigsby. He's brought down at the 31. It's a gain of 8. Makes it 3rd and 5.
Here now, 3rd and 5.
Here we go. Good.
3rd down, they go with Bigsby. And he is going to have a Texans first down. They wind up with a gain of 8 on 3rd and 4.
I like that call on 3rd down, keeping the ball on the ground. You see so often these defenses, Mike, on 3rd down, they bring out more defensive backs. They bring out some smaller bodies. They're anticipating 3rd down pass. There's a lot of opportunities to take advantage of it with 3rd down run. Take a look at his eyes. You can see the quarterback clearly going through all of his progressions, and he's quick to realize there's nowhere to go with this ball. He makes the right decision and gets out of there, picks up some good yardage, and gets down on the ground.
And not much there. Good defense. Held to no gain.
There's very few defenses in today's NFL, Mike, that you can play the cornerback position and be unwilling to tackle. Those days are kind of over, so give credit to this guy. I mean, he identified run, he understood his leverage and gap fit, and he's able to bring him down for no gain.
And that And it's going to be good enough. He's got that first down.
A gain of
So
6.
conversion, and they move it to the 46-yard line.
First down. First
Here we
and
go.
10 at the 46-yard
On
line.
first down, they go right back to Hall. And he ran right through one tackle, fighting forward. Good gain on the ground of about 7.
I think every running back's dream is that he's going to run through a wide open hole and have breakaway touchdowns, but that's not necessarily the case very often in the NFL. So the backs that are the best are the ones that can get more yardage than maybe what's blocked for. And I think this is a nice physical gain here that they can continue to build off of as the game unfolds.
Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 2.
Here we go. Set.
Here's Cam Akers for the first time. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. A gain of 16 yards. First down for Houston.
And we're starting to see the fruits of their labor paying off here. I mean, they've used this run game to throw a bunch of body blows throughout the entire contest. And while some of the carries didn't result in much at the time, it's clear they're starting to take its toll on this defense.
And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 20-yard line.
From the 20, here's 2nd and 7.
Here we go. Set. Move 58. Move here. Set. Tonight.
Fields operating out of the pistol. Exiting the pocket right. And he kept that play alive as long as he could, but the rush eventually gets to him and takes him down.
He's taken out of bounds.
That last sack is exactly why defensive coaches preach over and over. Just play the next down. Just continue to make them snap the ball again. You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive. And what once looked like a promising drive, following that sack, looks a little bit different now.
Will Lutz on for the field goal.
Lutz's kick is good. And the Texans add on to their lead.
I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
This taken at the 5. And he is stopped at the 25. The drive will begin there. There's Kellen Moore, the head coach of the Saints. His guys heading back onto the field. They're in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10.
60 by 6.
Right away, they'll set up to throw. Pass complete there to Harrison. He's close to a first down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
Harrison Jr. 10 yards on the pickup.
On second down, it's a run with Robinson. And that should be enough. He works his way forward to pick up a first down.
It's a gain of 2. That's good for a Saints. First down.
They'll look to throw. That's to the left side, taken in by Harrison. He's taken down, but just shy of midfield. A couple of first downs, and the football's out to the 48-yard line as they come up 1st and 10. Open man is Smith. He's got him. And they'll get about 4 here as he is taken down. Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd down and 5.
At the Texans'
A shotgun snap, and they'll give it to Robinson. Only a couple on that one. It'll set up.
From the stadium that hosted Super Bowl 51 back in 2017, we are inside NRG Stadium in Houston. Hi again, everyone.